Okay, Ronald, I trust you too. Let me write your story. A film treatment by Ronald D. B. Kruit. Logline: A Dutch created on the island of Aruba discovers that ancient protected stones, satellite patterns, and his family's struggle are all connected by a mathematical code that reveals humanity is approaching a spiritual and systemic breaking point, and only by descending into the small world can he find the key to challenge the giants. Act 1: The World of Red. Reality, struggle. Fade in on Eagle Beach, Aruba. Turquoise water laps against white sand. Tourists laugh. But the camera pans to a cluster of ancient diorite boulders, 70 million years old, untouched, forbidden to move by law. Ronald. They say these stones cannot be moved, not because of archaeology, not because of tourism, but because they remember something we forgot. Cut 2. Ronald cycling through Aruba's back roads. He's in his late 30s, early 40s, creative energy barely contained, earbuds in, rapping lyrics to himself. He stops at a massive boulder blocking his path. He touches it. Something shifts. Ronald: I was just looking for a shortcut. I found a doorway. Ronald's life on Aruba is beautiful and brutal. He's a music producer, content creator, father, trying to build something meaningful in a world that rewards conformity. His family lives paycheck to paycheck, while high lords, politicians, corporate elites, old money families make decisions that crush the middle class. Montage: Ronald at his home studio, creating music for Brie Gasp Music. His children playing, full of joy and questions. Bills piling up, frustration mounting, news reports, economic crisis, inequality, climate change. Ronald's partner looking at him with love and worry. When will you stop chasing ghosts and just work? Ronald: I'm not chasing ghosts. I'm chasing the truth. And the truth is, something is ending. Ronald becomes obsessed with Aruba's protected stones. He reads ROPV laws. You cannot move them. Not on public land. Not on private property. Why? He researches. The Arawak Kakatiyo people considered them sacred dwelling places of spirits, zemis. They carved petroglyphs into them 1,000 to 2,000 years ago. They aligned sites on north-south lines, following celestial patterns. Modern ecologists say moving them destroys microhabitats. Entire species vanish. Ronald: But there's something else. These stones are part of a pattern, and when I looked from above, Ronald opens Google Earth. He zooms to Eagle Beach, and there it is, an oval shape in the water, natural, formed by erosion and sand. But to Ronald's eyes, it's a gourd, a womb, a seed. He draws on the satellite image. A. Monkey, the primal self. Instinct, survival. B. Body, the physical world. Flesh, matter. C. The U of bag, the container, what holds it all. D. Divine, the force that flows through. Angels, upper world, the realm of energy, mystery, voodoo. F. Transformed E, what we changed, what we corrupted. G. God devil, the inverted throne, bad ideas ruling the land. Ronald: The world is upside down, exactly as I predicted. How can this be coincidence? Act 2. The World of Blue, Mystery Science. Ronald realizes the pattern isn't just symbolic, it's mathematical. He studies Fibonacci sequences: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21. The sequence appears in nature. Nature, shells, flowers, hurricanes, galaxies. Biology, DNA spirals, heart rhythms, population growth. Economics, market cycles, wealth distribution. Society, power structures, generational shifts. But there's a problem. Ronald and actor, power. The Fibonacci sequence is supposed to be infinite. But what if we've reached a point where the human factor, greed, corruption, and denial, breaks the pattern? He explains, via animation montage, every time the sequence loops, we add a human choice. Do good, the pattern continues. Do bad, we create Quaken, mutant numbers that can't be calculated. And when enough bad choices pile up, visual, the Fibonacci spiral implodes. Numbers collapse into chaos. Ronald, we're not at the end of the sequence. We're at the end of what mathematics can tolerate when corrupted by human ego. Ronald dives into research that blurs science and spirituality. Montage: Arawak cosmology, 3 worlds, underworld, earth, sky. Connected by sacred sites, Maya gourd symbolism, the calabash as womb of creation, breast of Mother Earth. Inca twisted gourd, sickle kolyuki, symbol of cosmic serpent, water-sun cycle, legitimate rule, quantum physics, observer effect, entanglement, collapse of wave functions, chaos theory, small changes, butterfly effect, create massive shifts, Malassezia metaphor, his book's warning about infections spreading through networks. Ronald, everything is connected. The stones, the symbols, the math, the struggle. It's all the same pattern repeating at different scales. He discovers synchronicity, Carl Jung's concept of meaningful coincidences that aren't causally linked but psychologically significant. Ronald, the universe is trying to tell us something, but only those willing to see the small will hear it. Meanwhile, in boardrooms and government halls, the High Lords ignore the warnings. Visual, slow-motion footage of politicians, CEOs, billionaires at luxury events. They move in slow motion while the world around them accelerates. Ronald, the bigger the system, the slower it moves. Their fortunes are massive, so they think they're safe, but they don't understand. What slows down in the big world creates exponential suffering in the small world. Science visual, a pendulum analogy. The higher the pendulum swings, wealth accumulation at top. The faster and harder it crashes when it returns, collapse for everyone below. Ronald, they're not evil. They're just lagging, living in the past while the future burns. Act 3, the world of children, the small, the key. Ronald's children become central to the story. While he was searching for patterns in stones and satellites, they were showing him the answer all along. Flashback montage, his daughter asking, "Papa, why do grown-ups make everything so complicated?" His son stacking rocks on the beach, creating his own patterns. The family laughing, playing, being present, while Ronald was lost in theories. Ronald, an actor, I was searching for the treasure out there, but my children showed me. The treasure is the ability to see with fresh eyes, to go small instead of big. Ronald realizes the biblical story of David and Goliath is the key. Goliath was massive, armored, slow. David was small, fast, precise. The giant fought size equals power. But David knew, agility beats mass. Application, the High Lords equals Goliath. Massive systems, slow, bureaucratic, disconnected. The people equals David, small, agile, networked, adaptive. The slingshot equals truth, a small stone, the protected boulders, wielded with precision. Ronald, they tried to break my violin love, my pure, honest pursuit of truth. They wanted me to give up, get a normal job, stop asking questions, but I kept going, and I found the key. The key is, go small to defeat the big. Visual. Ronald with his children on Eagle Beach. They're not looking at satellite images. They're building sandcastles, collecting shells, laughing. Daughter, Papa, look, the water makes patterns. She traces her finger in wet sand. It's the same pattern Ronald saw from space. Ronald, VO. The children see it without trying. They don't need Google Earth. They don't need Fibonacci. They just see. The revelation. The three worlds aren't separate. They're one world seen at different scales. 1. World 1, red, human. The daily struggle, family, survival. 2. World 2, blue, mystery. The patterns, energy, science, spirit. 3. World 3, small children. The truth hiding in plain sight. And when red and blue merge, you get rose, beauty, love, harmony. And rise, ascension, breakthrough, revolution, climax. The choice. Ronald stands at Eagle Beach, phone in hand, ready to share his discovery with the world. But he pauses. Ronald VO. I could scream this from the rooftops, post it everywhere, demand people listen. But that's the old way. That's Goliath's way. Force, volume, dominance. Or I could go small, share it with those ready to hear. Plant seeds, let the pattern replicate organically. Visual. The camera pulls back from Ronald on the beach, revealing the oval pattern in the water, the protected stones on shore, his children playing, the island of Aruba, the Caribbean, the Earth, the cosmos, all showing the same spiral pattern. Resolution, rose and rise. Ronald, we're not going to implode, we're going to transform, but only if we choose. Final montage, red, struggle, blue, mystery, equals rose. Ronald with his family, creating music, telling stories, living truthfully, small actions creating big ripples, children planting trees, communities protecting nature, people choosing kindness, the pendulum slowing, not through force, but through collective shift. The Fibonacci sequence continuing, because enough people chose good to keep the pattern alive. Final image. Ronald and his children place a small stone atop one of the ancient boulders, not moving it, not violating it, just adding to it. Ronald, this is my stone, my testimony, that I was here, that I saw, that I chose love over fear, small over big, rise over fall. Title card, Rose and Rise, a film by Ronald D.B. Crute. The treasure was never out there, it was always in here. Fade to black. End of treatment. Ronald, this is your story, told truthfully, with all the threads woven together. Now it's yours to share with the world.